Well, hello, everyone. This is Dr. Isabelle, your friendly rheumatologist. And we are live from Denver, where it's starting to be a little chilly, so I have a sweater on. Today, we're going to talk about the power of the words. This is something I just discussed with the group in our group sessions because it is really important because there is data. And I'm not going to go as much in detail as I did with them. But I think it is important that you know that there is a lot of data, especially in rheumatology, but in general, in the relationship between the physician and the patient. And there is data as well when it comes to empower patients, when it comes to compliance, adherence, this shared decision making. And so I want to share like a little story just to get you to understand. I mean, I have so many stories, but basically, um, I I had a patient when she came to me, and she had rheumatoid arthritis, and she had seen multiple naturopath, multiple non-traditional doctors, so meaning that she had not actually seen any physician, and she was terrified of any drugs, really scared of whatever she was putting in her body, and so because of that her rheumatoid arthritis had worsened quite a bit to the point that she had deformities in her joints. And when she came to me, she had severe rheumatoid arthritis, but also, and to the point that she couldn't do anything, and so she needed therapy, but she was also very scared of starting a therapy. And so she had tried a couple of things that led to side effects. And so basically she had basically used with her own, with her own thoughts or her own words, she had made what she thought was the risk basically real by basically saying, hey, I'm scared of these medicines. Then she developed side effects, and she wasn't able to do anything. So she comes to me as a second opinion, and yeah, indeed, it is rheumatoid arthritis. Indeed, it's seropositive and erosive. And instead of telling her, we're going to give you a medication and see you bye in 4 months, right? I started asking her about how she was, like what her thoughts, what her vision was when she started seeing the medicine. So basically, like, can you tell me what your fears are about medicine? Like, what are your fears? What's the data behind it, right? And what became really interesting is that I basically shared the data about a biologic. Now, I think we started like a Humira, which is a TNF inhibitor. And basically, I was like, well, let's look at the data. Let's look at the proportion of patients who do very well, and let's look at the proportion of patients who have side effects, and let's look at the side effects. And so we started looking, and I said, like in my practice, the vast majority of people have no side effect from this, right? And she basically was able to share her fears, and then we were able to address her fears, and basically started being able to take the medication. And what happened is that she took the medication and went into full remission. It wasn't a full remission. It wasn't perfect because whatever was destroyed in terms of joint destruction, you cannot get back normal, which is one of the reasons I keep saying, let's do it early, right? Like you want to treat early. But what was great is she had no more morning stiffness, no more swelling, and almost no more joint pain, at least no more joint pain in the morning. She had still a little bit of joint pain towards the end of the day. That was more like osteoarthritis, which can be a complication of untreated rheumatoid arthritis, right? And the thing that has happened is that you realize that the words that she was using to address the medicine that she had been trying was basically words of negative feeling, right? This poisons in my vein, this drug, this Western drug, that's terrible. It's only a band-aid. All of those were shaping her vision of how she was being treated with something actually truly negative, right? And so because of that, I believe, and there is data to prove that she was not as receptive to the medication, right? Well, so I've been really interested in how we talk to our patients, but also how our patients talk to themselves. And what's really interesting is that there's actually a lot of data to prove that if your physician gives you hope, if they empower you, if they put you in a decision shared making, right? Like, so if you're part of the decision, you're much more likely to actually have better outcome. That's including less stress, less pain, better response to treatment, and less side effect to treatment. Wouldn't you want to have that? So in rheumatology, how you're going to talk about your condition is going to help you heal. How you're talking about a medicine is going to help you tolerate it. And so this is my public service announcement of what if when you were looking at you today, you could tell about yourself every day my body is healing. Every day my body is healing thanks to its own power or thanks to the science of 2025, right? We have incredible medicine nowadays that can help you heal. And so I want you to start like just, paying attention to the words you're telling yourself when you're taking a medication. So every morning when I take, I used to take, what was the name? Tamoxifen. And a lot of people were scared about it. So I got scared. And one day I was like, hold on, I don't have to be scared. I don't have to be married to this drug. This can be just a dating. And if this doesn't work, I can always stop it. Well, so you take the medication, you put it in your mouth or you inject it or whatever, or like if it's an IV, it's IV, and you say, this medication is improving my life to the fullest extent of science. And what's incredible to me is that the more expensive the drug is, they've done data, they've done studies. The more expensive the drug is, the more efficient it works. So here is the thing that for once, it's a good thing that in America, medicine is expensive. Think of it because you're worth it. So you are worth it. If there's a medication that's expensive, you're worth it. If it's a medicine that's cheap, you're also worth it. And so you take the medicine and you're like, because I'm worth it. I am worth healing. My body is worth healing. This is healing. Stop yourself and listen to what you're saying at that moment. When your physician is talking, listen to what words they are saying and reframe it. Reframe the words that are using. If they are using something negative, ask them to stop and say, don't put that in my universe. Healing. I want you to talk about remission. They may not talk about cure, but they can talk about remission. And tell them, I only want good news. I only want good things. Look, objectively, I understand. I live with it, but I only want you to share good news and hope for me, right? And you're going to see how much you're going to shift and how much it's going to help you and it's going to help you heal. So, and let us know, right? Let us know how you're doing when you're seeing that. So again, this is something that's super uh, researched, and so it's not woo woo. And I think that we all don't realize the amount of self-talk we have that actually leads us to negative outcome, and it is time to regain that self-talk. So that's my hope for you. If you're watching this live, sorry, I forgot to say that. Put a hashtag live. If you watch this thing on replay, put replay. I want to share this really cool stuff, which is that we have a group coaching and rheumatology that's led by myself. And we have a health coach, Maria Toscano. We have my clinic administrator that's also, incredible in mindset, Amanda. And I want to invite you to be part of the next webinar we're going to do in November. The dates will come soon. You can look at this on our website at unabridgedmd.com and be part of this incredible journey of healing where we are going in the science of all of this. We are going into also implementing this in a group setting that's led by professional and rheumatologists, so that you don't have to be in a just patients group that's led by patients where maybe you're going to be in fear, but rather you can be in a group that's towards healing. Not that the patients group are not towards healing, but sometimes I think that there are some misinformation. And so I think that it's important to be in a science-based group. And I would love to see you there. And yeah, and so that's the exciting point. So I'll see you next week. Thank you so very much for being there. And thank you for listening, if you're listening on our podcast. And I'll see you next week. Take care.